Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Informal back with another podcast. This time is podcast number 11. And the topics for today's podcast is 1. Jeremy Scott. If you have not heard of this person, then you must have been living under a rock. Second, do we need celebrity appearance and endorsements when it comes to fashion brands and labels? When lately a lot of fashion brands have been looking to the streets, the bloggers, the video bloggers, the photographers for inspirations, designs, and brand awareness. Number 3, we're going to technology. It is the Panasonic G80 slash G85 that's been announced and released by Panasonic at Photokina 2016. This may only be a 3-topic podcast, but actually it is a lot to talk about today. So again, this is Mr. Informal with podcast number 11. I hope you all enjoying your weekend and your day, or however day you're enjoying it. Hopefully all is well. So anyways, let's talk about our first topic. Jeremy Scott. Jeremy Scott recently released his new spring and summer 2017 fashion show. First of all, it is actually quite creative. The inspiration for the fashion show and collection is paper dolls. Basically, if you've never seen it, if you remember as a kid taking out the clothes from a paper and you have that tab all over the design or paper, then that's what it is. Okay, you'll see a picture of this if you watching this. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. But going back, okay, let's talk about Jeremy Scott as the designer, okay, Moschino's right here. I consider Jeremy Scott as a designer. I also consider him as an artist because he's creative, out of the box, doesn't really care what you think. He's loud, he's vibrant, but at the same time, like I said, he's creative, he's unique, he's compelling. His designs are fun, and he's inspirational. Now, saying all of that, compared to his peers, to me, Jeremy Scott is actually one of the most unique and creative designers in the fashion industry as of today. Much better than, to me, Alexander McQueen. Much better than Marc Jacobs. Much creative than Carolina Herrera. Would I put him in a level with Yohji Yamamoto or Izzy Miyake? Yeah, I put him, even though Jeremy Scott is on a different type of level. Not above, but maybe a different. Because, again, he's more of the creative type. It's almost like a painter or an artist that creates something new that never seen before. There's no reason, there's no rhyme or reason, there's no how should I say this? There's no thinking into it. Obviously he has a theme, but at the same time he has something that's different. So I'll give you an example, okay? The leather jacket purse, the McDonald purse, the Jeremy Scott Adidas collaboration with the wings. Same thing with Adidas with the what's that one? Dolls. No, the plush toys. Yeah, the plush toys on the shoes. I mean, I can go on and on. Now, strictly speaking about the spring and summer 2017 of Jeremy Scott, this is quite creative because he adds his own designs to it, as you can tell, but he does add something to it, which is the paper doll look, or the adding a little bit of tabs on the garments to make the garments look like it was pulled from the paper and have the models wear it. It is new, it is fresh in the fashion industry world. There has been crazy creative kind of designers in the fashion world, but to me there's nothing like watching a Jeremy Scott fashion show. I'm strictly talking about fashion show. I'm not talking about his design. I'm strictly talking about the fashion show, because when there's a Jeremy Scott fashion show, you know it's fun. It's inspirational. It is something to behold and definitely unforgettable. And I truly hope that his uniqueness doesn't become too out there to where the clothes cannot be ready to wear, because there's times when he's crazy on certain designs, but at the same time it's still wearable. But is it wearable to the general consumer? No. But then again, Jeremy Scott is not like Tom Ford where the general consumer would wear it. His target demographic is more into the unique type or a certain age group, because there is a cult following with Jeremy Scott. As you can tell, rock stars wear it, celebrities wear them, artists wears them, who else, models wear them. I can go on and on. So people do appreciate his uniqueness and his creativity. Now, as for me, I appreciate the fact that he always brings something fresh and he always makes his fashion show really fun. And there are certain times when I cannot believe this man created, but when he did create it, it's special. It's special. He is a special type of designer. That's all I can say. So that's my take on Jeremy Scott. And actually, like I said, going back to his spring in 2017 fashion show, I think it's amazing. The inspirational is the best thing of all. As for design, it's so because it's more of outerwear. But again, the inspirational is fresh. So we're on the second topic, which is, do brands need celebrities for their endorsements and appearances? Celebrity endorsements will always be there. It will never disappear as long as people claim more or they see their favorite celebrities on certain brands. As long as people eat it up, as long as people are aware of this celebrity, and as long as people consume this celebrity, it will always be there. But lately, there is a different side of this. Brands nowadays are looking into or are being inspired by street photography, street fashion, bloggers, video bloggers, on being stylists, on what they wear, what they're wearing, what they're about to wear, what are certain clothes or garments that people need to wear, what will be the trend in the next season, in the next year, or in the future. Now, I'll give you an example. Pharrell for G-Star is the creative brand director, or it's another label. It's another title, but I forgot what it is. But it's something like that. But does he need to be in G-Star to make G-Star what it is? Not exactly. G-Star only hired him to have more awareness to the brand, to the general consumer. I'll give you a better example. Calvin Klein, when it was starting in the late 80s and early 90s, you had celebrities doing the commercial for Calvin Klein. That actually made Calvin Klein a lot of money and made Calvin Klein famous, really famous. So that was a good one. But nowadays, we don't really get to see that. More likely, I noticed that a lot of the fashion shows are being attended by celebrities, by ball players, by rock stars, by musicians. And It seems like everybody's getting to the fashion game or the fashion industry without having the background on it. The brands, all they care is about the marketing. Any press is good press, any news is good news. So as long as the press and the marketing is there, it's good because it brings awareness to the general consumers. But to answer the question, do brands nowadays really need celebrity endorsement? I say yes. Because like I said, as long as you have certain celebrities that brings marketing, that brings awareness, that brings money, that brings attention, it will always be there, whether it could be good or bad. But most of the time it should be for the good reason, and this celebrity should have a good background. Because if you look at fashion magazines, you see celebrities wearing certain clothes, you see celebrities endorsing perfume or cologne, you see celebrities wearing certain types of electronics or wearables or even cell phones, and people want to live like a celebrity. It's just what it is. And that is something that you cannot change, because as long as people are aware and as long as certain brands take advantage of that, it's not going to disappear. Good business is good business. It's not the brand's fault that they hired celebrities for their endorsements. And people should not take offense to that, even though there are. And if I'm a celebrity, would I want to endorse certain brands? Of course, because one, it brings more money. Two, it brings free stuff. Whatever it may be, free is free. And three is that you get more exposure. Like I said, any press is good press. Now the only thing that I see this as a negative is that if you're out there too much, then you're letting your fans know that you're a sellout, or you don't even care about the integrity of yourself, or you're not even checking the brand first before you endorse them. That's the negative side to it. And those things are actually consumers are aware of. Like I said, there are certain fans out there that when they see their celebrities or their favorite idol or celebrities endorse this certain brands, they tell them, oh, you're a sellout, or why did you even endorse them, knowing that they do this. Get what I mean? So that's the negative aspects of it. But in the end, do brands need celebrity endorsement? Of course they do. If they didn't, then who would? Models are not star powered enough to bring awareness to the brand. They just isn't. On to the third and last topic. Panasonic recently announced their new Micro Four Thirds system camera, and that is the Panasonic G80 and G85. It's actually just one camera. There's two models depending on where you live. You have the Panasonic Lumix DMC G80 or the Panasonic Lumix DMC G85. They're the same camera, it's just different name depending on where you live. It's an update from the G7. Okay, first of all, I think this is a worthy and a great upgrade, or a worthy successor to the Panasonic G7. And let me tell you why. First of all, let's get to the notable features. Okay, the frame is made of magnesium alloy, meaning tough metal. You can even use that as a weapon. 16 megapixel without a low pass filter, meaning the pictures you will take is much sharper. Another big thing is the 5-axis image stabilization that is integrated in the sensor. Not only that, it can also be combined with lens instabilization, meaning if your lens is stabilized, and once you put that in the G80 or G85, it will, both stabilization will combine. That's amazing. Another thing is the body is dust and splash water proof. And the biggest of them all, okay? The biggest of them all is the microphone input jack. This is a game changer because at the price of being $1,000 around there, it's cheaper than the G85, which was also announced in Photokina, meaning you can create 4K videos with clear audio recording. That means that you can also create beautiful videos with, high quality videos. And please note that yes, there is no headphone jack for listening to the audio, but at the same time, that's fine because you can always reduce audio through Adobe Premiere, through whatever video editor that you are using. And that's the biggest of them all. Now, what do I think of this camera? I might buy this camera because right now I have a Panasonic G80 and I do YouTube videos. I also like video recording for, it could be memories and all types of videos. I like this because one, yeah, the 5-axis stabilization, and two, 4K video with microphone input jack. This means, like I said, I can make videos with clear audio, make YouTube videos, reviews, movie, whatever you want to call it. And since it's a Micro Four Thirds, it's actually, the body is really small, and I'm invested into the Micro Four Thirds system. That is why I'm thinking about purchasing this camera. And I've also saw the Panasonic GH4, but one thing that GH4 doesn't is a 5-axis stabilization, meaning I don't need a tripod to have my videos be stabilized and it's not shaking. This is why I prefer this to the GH4. So this is a certainly big deal. Oh, let me tell you what I don't like about this. I don't like the body of it because I prefer more the retro look, such as the Olympus Pen F, Olympus Pen System, the GX 8 body. That's what I like, the squarish retro look instead of the DSLR look that the G80 has. And so, comparing to the competition, I don't think this has a competition. I can only think of one, which is the Canon Rebel series. But this is much better than the Rebel series because it has, it can create 4K videos. It's much more portable. It has a low pass filter, correct me if I'm wrong there. It has a magnesium body. What else can this camera not have other than obviously the headphone jack input? But that's it. And not only that, this is so much portable than the Canon Rebel series. And since it's a Micro Four Thirds, the lenses are much more smaller. So I have a dilemma here. Obviously, I'm not gonna buy it on day one. I might wait a couple weeks, I might wait a couple months, wait for it to have a lower price, and that's when I'll probably buy this camera. As of right now, I'm using my Samsung Note 4 for my reviews. And the Note 4 is actually quite capable camera, in case you don't know that. But that is my take on the Panasonic Lumix G80 and G85. It's a great camera. You should take notice too. And so that concludes the podcast number 11 by Mr. Informal. I hope you learned something today. If you have any comments, let me know. Type it down, and I do look at comments. And don't be afraid if you have any insights or information that I should know about. Okay? I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.